So you grown up seeing two kinds of things. Among the Muslim, there's a family unit that has multiple wives.
Yes.
Yet the non-Muslim, who might not necessarily be Christian, are one woman and violence and something that was not very impressive for you.
Yes, yes.
According to Quran, a Muslim is allowed
uncle,
to, your uncle is allowed to marry at least 4 wives.
Yeah.
For us, Christian is different. One man, one wife. Well, that's another story altogether.
Around us, there are no like Christian marriages.
What is a Christian marriage?
If your wife is serving the pastor diligently, so passionate, and they do not do the same with you at home, you have actually failed. Because madem hawataki kuanza from ground. They just look for someone who's married. It's okay, no commitments. You just give me money and we do this. That's the generation I'm in right now. Tulipeleka mresh kwa mtura. Tulisosi mtura.
Mtura za barabarani.
It was her first time.
Do you think your wife is too busy for you or too busy for your wife?
We are so much engaged with making money and looking for money, and being too busy, we forget each other. And that's where we lose the spark.
Now that we've come into your marriage, 8 months.
Miezi nane.
Miezi nane.
We have not yet delivered.
Tell me, what are some of the lessons you've learned? Because lessons come with challenges, or rather, challenges come with lessons. These are the challenges, and these are the lessons I've learned from this challenge. What are some of the things you've learned as a man?
Leadership is not easy. Leading someone is one of the hardest things that you will ever
But you've
do.
been in church for so long, leading people.
Yeah. Now I'm leading someone that I'm gonna spend the rest of my life with.
Who knows you well?
Who knows me well. It's ukweli venye iko. So I also lead. I am modeling her leadership. I am modeling. Yani, I'm there. I'm trying to invest. So leading is never easy. Leading mature person si rahisi. Kulead mtoi inakoga one of the easiest things.
Fanya hivi, nifuate.
Yeah, you get to understand that she was used to another kind of leadership. That's her father. You know, in women, it's authority change. Now, she came from her father, now it's Noel. Sometimes, you know, her father is a well-groomed person, suits, yeah, a bishop. It's a whole different, you know, kind of leadership, you know, and I have to be intentional, you know. So it's me now trying to lead her and take the leadership to another level. Yeah, to make sure venye alikam kwangu nimemuimprove spiritually in all ways. In her career, I get to advise her, you know, I get to direct her. Then another thing I got to learn, it was about me. I thought I was the most kindest person in the whole world. But they ongeni show. Me, I was the kindest person. Then I got married, I realized, wait a minute. I am not kind. I am selfish.
Oh.
I just want things. So I was like, why am I now commanding and wanting things and putting, you know, where can
me first.
It's me. Mbona umenikia chai kwa hiyo kikombe? Nataka kikombe fulani. You know? Why is this? You know? That's how we grew up. I used to see a father getting in the house. Kuna ile kitia. Unajua ile kitia mzee. You know? And
you emulate mzee.
You try to emulate mzee. When I got into marriage, I have those episodes in my mind.
Baggages.
Yeah, those baggages, and I'm like, yeah, mi ndio mzee and all that. So I noticed I was so selfish and I was thinking about myself. I was not thinking about her. 8 months down the line, I discussed it with her, and I told her, by the way, this is where I'm coming from. And she understood me, but there's work into it. You know, I have to work on myself and improve. The guy that was growing up in Isili is not the same person right now. I need to improve myself every day.
You know, there's something that you've said which I really, really appreciate. You've said she's a grown woman. She's been raised by authority.
Yes.
She has different way of perceiving life. You're a grown man. You've come from a different community. You come together here, bearing in mind, you guys dated for how long?
We dated for 6 years, so we got married on our 7th year.
And in those 7 years, you still didn't know each other when you get married for 8 months.
Let me tell you, we used to meet in restaurants. So everybody is putting their best foot forward. I remember our first date when we met with her. We went out for a date, and it was actually sponsored by her sister. So she sponsored us to go for a gig in KICC. It was Churchill show. That was our first date. Sina kakitu, but I was trying to prove myself. So I remember she had like a K. She had 1,000, but I didn't know. So when we are there, naona watu wamegrab creeps. I'm like, so kunaendaje huku? Now the pressure came in when we finished the concert. The concert was actually ending at around 2 a.m., 3 a.m.
Wow.
I have to drop her in Umoja, and then I come back to Tao. Then I go to that time I was staying with Shosh in Isili. You know what I did? We got a taxi. Then she paid for the taxi to Umoja. We dropped her. Alienda tu kufunga gate hivi, huyo mse wa taxi akipinduka. Nilimkimbiza nikakumwambia, bro, nirudishe tu Tao. He had to take me back to Tao.
Bure.
Bure. Because I didn't have money and I didn't want to show her by the way niko stranded. And now I get to Tao, I need to go to Kasa.
No, to Isili. You're staying in Isili?
No, yeah, Kasa.
Oh, you're staying in Kasa with Shosh?
Kasa with Shosh, yeah. Now,
that's just the other day.
It's just the other day. Now I have to grab a 3 then back to Kasa.
At 2 in the morning?
2 in the morning. I don't have money. Nilipiga seti. Kupiga seti, for those who don't understand.
What does that mean?
You sit in the matatu so that people can see it's full. So when people come, you stand up, then you allow someone to sit, then you are carried for free. That was my first date. I had told my grandmother I'm going for my first date. She was like, Enda, wewe nakuaminia. Yeah. So that's how it went down. That's how it went down. The thing is, she believed in me at that time that she saw it. She couldn't say it, but aliona too, this guy is struggling.
He's broke.
He's broke.
But he's a good guy.
But he's a good guy.
Some of the things that I've noticed with your generation and you guys love life, and I really like about your generation is that YOLO. You love life. Yeah. YOLO. YOLO. You live only once. But of course, and also we my generation complain a lot about you guys not taking responsibility, but we know that some of you actually are taking responsibility. Like you, I've seen you and your wife, and as we sit here, I'm wondering, 8 months you've done marriage and you've learned a few things about yourself. And you've learned a few things about her. As you look forward, God giving you children, I wonder if there is a possibility you'll ever regret. You say, you know what, I married too early.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll regret you married too early or too late?
For me, that's a joy, actually. I got married early. You know, I questioned it before when I was making the decision, because some of my friends were telling me, hey, you guy, you're still young. And so there was that pressure. You know, my peers were like, but I thank God, I have like 5 amazing friends who we got married at the same time, who we are stuck together up to now. We just walked together and we stuck together. And we used to have
as friends.
As friends. And we used to have this conversation. Hey, by the way, guys, do you think we are getting married too early? You know, and we will sit down as friends and as men will say, yeah, it's better getting married. And it has always been my dream to get married while I'm young. You know, serving in church, serving the young people. It was my dream to serve the young people with my wife, the wife of my youth, literally, as the Bible says. But I wouldn't regret. Can I tell you why? It's because I think I'm gonna save someone in future through my marriage. And I normally say that God to give me the grace to do it right. You know what? While you're seated there, you know, whatever you did, it made the man who's sitting here today. Probably you didn't hold a stick and beat me up and tell me, Noel bana, nataka ukuwe responsible. But the way I watched, I remember I will close school and I will come to your company. I will go to your house. And there's a famous quote that says, preach at all times and where possible use words. So we need to preach every time. But mali kimeumana tu tumia maneno. You preached to me at all times without you knowing.
Oh, really?
And now this is the man that is seated here today. And my hope is I'm going to preach to my younger brothers and sisters, to my kids, without using words, by my action, the way you preached to me with your actions and the way you did life.
You're flattering me, man.
I'm serious. How can I remember your ringback tune when I was 12, when I was 10? It changed my life. A ringback tune. I am blessed in my finances. I am blessed in my family. It was a small thing. Probably you just put it there. It ministered to me. You put a national anthem. I remember everything about you.
Oh, man.
Some things that you don't remember.
I'm kind of your hero, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm humbled.
Yeah.
Honestly,
you
I'm
put
humbled.
national anthem. I was like, this is a big deal, eh? Because everything that you did for me, I was like, that's the correct. Hata kama unachoma, mi sitaki kujua. Me, I'm like this, because you are preaching to me without using words. When I go to church, those couples that I was looking up to, I will follow. They were preaching to me without using
You know,
words.
that's actually the same thing I did. I followed couples in church. I admired, because they couldn't see that at home. But we saw some people in church who did very well.
Yeah.
At least they appeared, let me use those words,
Yes.
to do marriage well.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, Noel has said something that has made me actually very humble. That he admired my marriage. He admired that I preached to him without words. And the desire that everything we do should be helping someone else.
Yeah.
Remember last time we said the longevity of your marriage, the impact you have in society, and hopefully if God gives you children, the leadership you're going to leave behind. Leadership means leaders and servant for whatever platform that God gives. For us, this is the platform, marriage. We want to impact people. Emmanuel here, or Noel here, he's impacting people among the young people in music, in church, as a minister of the gospel, but also as an MC.
Yeah.
You MC in weddings, you MC in all kinds of functions.
Yes.
Positive vibes.
Positive vibes all the way.
With your wife.
Oh, yeah.
With your wife.
Yes.
I think something you need to let us know, which I really appreciate, is that you guys work together. Even though you're in the same industry, but you're not doing the same thing.
Yes.
Ebu, tell me a little bit about that, because that's a powerful thing also.
She's an event planner, I'm an MC. So we are both in the event industry, and we are both youth workers.
And you give each other gigs.
We give, actually most of the time she's my boss.
That's nice.
She gets most of the gigs.
Yeah, she's a smart one.
And yeah, whenever she's sitting on that round table, quoting and looking for service providers, I'm always on her top list.
Yeah.
She says, there's one of the baddest MCs
in town.
In the 254.
Whoa! In the plus 254.
In the plus 254. And she mentions me on those sittings, and it really humbles me.
Yeah.
She's my #1 fan.
Yeah.
Before anyone else,
Yeah.
she trusts in what I do.
Yeah.
And we get to work together. We get to serve also together.
In church.
Serving young people. Doing that with her. And we are very passionate about it. She's leading a group of 100 and something ladies. They meet every day. They call themselves prayer warriors. They meet every day from 4 a.m. to 5 a.m. to pray.
Online.
All ladies, young ladies, online. On Wednesday, they normally have a prayer session.
Dude, you've married a powerhouse.
She's a minister of the gospel.
Of the gospel.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So I'm glad, yani. It's hard sometimes when she's my boss, eh? Juu anajua kenye ndalipwa.
I suppose yeye anakulipa. Are you paid separately from her, or she gets paid and then she choteas you?
She's the event planner.
So
she pays all the service providers.
You being one of them?
Yes. When she's negotiating, she doesn't need to call me. She knows.
Yeah, she
but
does.
now, that came also from a place of me being humble. I had to be open with my finances with her.
Yeah.
You know, it was a struggle starting. I was like, hey, unafaje ujue paycheck yangu. You know? But moving pole mentors, yeah, I got easy with it. Yeah, but it was a challenge.
I can imagine.
I was like, damn, anajua kenye na earn. It was hard for me. So I decided to come clean. By the way, this is what I get. This is my monthly salary out of the gigs. And we decided to become transparent with our finances. And that has really helped us. She knows
Are you transparent in every aspect? Does she know your PIN number?
She knows everything about me.
What is everything? Does she know your M-Pesa PIN number?
She knows my M-Pesa PIN number.
She knows your phone PIN number. And
everything.
She can look at your pictures.
Everything. She knows me.
That's nice. And you know hers as well.
And I know hers as well.
So if she takes your phone, you won't panic.
I won't panic.
That means you are free with each other.
We are free with each other. She can take my phone and go and pay something. I can pick her phone and go and pay something.
Where did you learn such wisdom, man?
I think it's more of mentorship. You know, us before we got married, we went through premarital counseling, and we did it intentionally because we thought we knew, but we wanted to know more what marriage is all about. Yeah. So some of the things that we were taught in our premarital counseling, we have not yet experienced. But some of them have actually come to pass. Yeah, because we were taught a lot of things.
So actually you got some very nice premarital counseling.
They took us through 12 weeks of amazing counseling. We met once a week. We met once a week, yeah.
That's 12 classes.
Those are 12 classes.
Was that enough?
It was to give us the foundation to get into marriage, but we still are going through it even right now. We have a group, it's called MEG. It's Marriage Enrichment Group. So we get to, you know...
These are now married men and women together now.
Yes, but we have a counselor who's our
Okay.
pastor. He pops in our meetings and he guides our conversation.
Both you and Esther have decided intentionally to be transparent one with another. Clear glass. No smoke screen, no nothing. She knows your M-Pesa account. She knows your PIN number. She can use your phone to do anything, to look at your pictures, look at your messages. It means actually you are vulnerable.
Yes.
That's where marriage should begin. Trust.
Yeah.
I know a lot of marriages that we see. Jamaa huendaga na simu kwa choo.
What a shock.
Yeah. Ama anaizima kenda chooni because his wife doesn't have the pin to hakisha it. I mean, for me, that is so sad. I don't know why I can trust you with my body, but not trust you with my phone or with my wallet.
Yeah.
I am so impressed, honestly, and I'm saying this from the bottom of my heart, just to know that you and Esther have intentionally started with trust.
Yeah.
There's no two way about that. When God gives you children, and I believe He will, and I pray He does,
Amen. Amen.
that same trust should reflect your children. Let your children know that you trust them.
Yes.
And they will trust you, so that if when they make mistakes, they know we trust our parents to tell them our problems.
Oh, yeah.
Because some of us could not even tell our dad or our mom because we don't know how they'll, we don't trust them because our parents don't trust us. You know what I'm saying?
You had that fear.
We had that fear. So my prayer, my hope is that as you've started well, when the good money comes in, when the good resources comes in, when God brings all these beautiful things around you, don't forget who you trust.
Come on.
God and her.
Come on. Yeah.
And people who want trust, people who want value will gravitate around you. So that even your message doesn't have to be preached through words.
Come on.
It will just be preached through action. That's a beautiful place. 8 months.
Yeah.
Are you enjoying?
We are discovering each other.
No, you didn't answer my question.
I am enjoying. I'm enjoying.
Are you enjoying?
It's beautiful.
Discovering. 21 years, I'm still discovering. Dude.
What a shock.
Yeah, what a shock.
Umeniingiza baridi. 21 years later.
Dude.
Dude,
21 years, I'm still discovering my wife. She still tells me some things. And the other day I said something and she was like, I've never heard of that.
Wow, 21 years later.
Yeah, sometimes, this is the funny thing, sometimes we are having a conversation with a couple or whoever, and then this convo comes, and then I tell this person something that happened to me or have in my past, and my wife is like, how come I've never heard of that?
Yeah.
So I just say, like, you know what, some of this conversation we've never had,
Yeah.
either in your presence or we've just never had. Now that they're here, it's an about time you hear.
Yes, that's so true about discovering. I would love to know. Let me now be the interviewer.
Have fun.
I'll just love to know out of those 21 years that you've been married. Do you sometimes sit down and say you learn something about you that you have not seen it in terms of marriage, as in
I learn about myself.
About yourself now, as a leader, as a husband,
person.
as a father. Do you sit down and say that I messed up? Like as a father, you say, I think I could have done better. As a husband, I think I could have done better.
Should this be said off camera? To say the truth, yes. My wife last time she said, I've been a tough guy. I've been very mkali. She used the word mkali.
Oh, you don't know?
No. Chill, dude. Relax. Relax. I can throw that blame on my mother.
Okay.
I can throw that blame on someone else. But I have a responsibility.
Yeah.
Okay? As I've raised my first 2 children, I was quite tough. I was quite mkali.
Okay.
But as I grow older, of course, I become softer. And as I see the last child, the little boy,
Yeah.
I'm a bit gentler.
Ah.
And for me, to regret is to learn and to change.
Okay.
I've seen what I've done wrong. I can't just regret and moan over it. "Yeah, I've been. What can I do to change?" So sometimes I do this with my children.
Okay.
We sit down as a family and I ask them to tell me and rebuke me and tell me, "Paps, you've been A, B, C, D." And I can tell you some of the things they tell me. My ears tinkle.
How do you take it?
Now that's the process of learning. They bash me.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're careful because they know I'm still the priest, the father. But they will be candid enough to tell me, "You goofed."
Okay.
Okay? Some I will not put it here because
yes.
I can be taken to court.
Yes.
But like my elder son, I tell him, "Please tell me. Tell me when I'm wrong.
Okay.
Tell me." I don't see myself. My wife is good at telling me. But I tell my children, "Tell me where I am wrong." I don't mind being corrected, even by you as my child, because I don't see myself. Okay? That is hard.
It is hard.
Bro, that's hard. But the truth is this: yes, it's hard, but it's a process of growing, because I want my children to be better than me. I want my 2 boys to be better fathers, to carry that name with pride.
Come on.
Okay?
Levitt.
The name Levitt. Yes, I want them to carry it with pride and say, "That short old guy taught us A, B, C, D, even though he wasn't perfect, but he's made us better than he was." Hoping that my grandchildren will be better than them. Okay? They say that the 3rd generation spoils the riches of the 1st generation. I want my 3rd generation to improve the riches of my generation. So that whatever I leave with my children, character, image, and everything, they will send it to the children, and their children will send it to their children, to the 7th generation as a blessing.
Amen.
I know this sounds cliche, but that's my hope and my prayer. So the best I can do is be vulnerable to them.
Yes.
The way you're being vulnerable to your wife and your wife is being vulnerable to you, that is the way to go. It is tough. It is hard. People will criticize it. Some people even will tell you you're a sissy as a man.
Yeah.
Wewe nini umekaliwa bana?
I know.
I tell my wife everything. I mean, if it's something that is secret between us and you as men because it's out there, I will not tell her. But if it's something that will affect our marriage, I will tell her. Okay? Let me tell you something. I learned this long time ago, just like you. When we were newly married, I used to tell my wife, every time I see a beautiful woman, I made sure my wife notices that I've noticed.
Hey. Shaka.
Yeah. I would go like, we are driving. I'm like, "Hey, umeona?" She's like, "What?" "Hizo mahaga." And she used to be shocked. She was like, "What? How can you tell me that?" Because I was seeing them. And I didn't want to be caught looking at other women. Okay, I know now that's starting to sound like I'm being immoral. But when a beautiful woman passes and I notice, I just want my wife to know that there's a beautiful woman who has passed, either she's noticed or not. It happens so often that now my wife would tell me, "Umeona?" It reached a point where actually she notices them before me. And that thing disappeared. Nowadays, someone will pass will be like, "It's not a biggie anymore."
Yeah.
it's not a sexual conversation. Because before she would consider it, umeona, it's sexual. It's not sexual. It's just seeing that beautiful tree, beautiful flowers, you know, beautiful woman. It's not sexual. But sometimes we judge each other so harshly that it becomes sexual. Okay? That honesty, for me, has helped my marriage a lot. I try as much as possible to be honest. It is hard, and now I think my wife also tries to be honest. Her, she's quite diplomatic, more than me. She would say things, but in a diplomatic way. I would say things as they come.
Venye iko raw, not edited.
And then I regret later. I should have said better words.
Yeah.
But I said, okay? You've just said that you dated your girlfriend for 6 years.
For 6 years.
What's wrong with you?
6 years. How long did you?
Let's talk about you first.
Yeah, we dated for 6 years, and in our 6 year of dating, we broke up a couple of times. So it was not all getting to understand someone. Some things you agree, some things you disagree. So we disagreed to agree, we agreed to disagree, but at the end of the day, it built our friendship even more, and it has really helped us in our marriage right now. Sometimes I come back home, we have a very heated dome. Actually, ushaonaga ile dome imelala ile wacha ilale tuichukulie kesho. But again, you come back home, you're not even ready to have the conversation, but you just remember, my friend. And you have that tea that you need to tell your friend. You have that pillow talk, and you just have to, become open. And that really humbles you when you remember that you have a friend in your house.
Because sometimes love seems to fade away.
It really fades away.
And all you're left with is friendship.
Yes.
Because I know this person. She has my back.
She has my back.
As someone says, watch my back as I reload.
Come on. Yes. So every time I think about that, I think that really humbles me a lot. Every time. And I know Mbulakan, she is my friend.
So do you recommend everybody should date for 6 years?
No. No, don't date for 6 years.
Do you have a subscribed period of dating?
Just make sure you know each other well before getting into marriage. Someone can pretend for a year. Someone can pretend for a year. But, in that 1 year, just be keen. Some red flags might pop in. Never ignore any red flag. When you see a red flag, mapema, just address it. She saw a red flag when we were dating, and my red flag was my anger issues.
It runs in the family.
Yeah, it was brewed from the hood. Yeah, and all that. So I would argue with Dondas in the Matri, and she noticed it, and she told me, by the way, you need to work on yourself. With your anger, you just get agitated very fast. Unatoka from 0 to 100, and
in 3 seconds.
3 seconds, kisha umana. And now I had to work on myself. That. So in that period of dating is just discovering some things, the red flags, address them while you're still dating. This saying, they normally say, no, don't worry, I'm gonna change him. Sometimes
it never works.
It can go south.
It can go south.
Yes.
Actually, let me tell you something, and I know maybe I might have mentioned this in one of our videos. My wife and I never dated, really, per se, before she got expectant. Huh? But one thing that we did when we knew now we have a responsibility, a child is coming, and we told each other, just for the sake of this baby, let's build something around him or her.
Yeah.
For 9 months that she was expectant, every single day of the week, I would take her to her office in the morning and pick her in the evening. Every single day, morning and evening. In fact, it reached a point where now I would go to her house, have breakfast, as I pick her, and in the evening when I drop her, have supper. So I became a member of that family.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
But then the mother had known me, she had known who I am,
Yes.
she had known the impact of my who I am. But those 9 months build our friendship. We were not in love. We were not in love.
Yes, yes.
But we intentionally build that, what you're saying, friendship. Yours took 6 years, ours started 9 months.
Yeah.
So by the time our son was being born, we both knew. We had already talked.
Yeah.
And we had said, this is the direction we want to go.
Take, yeah.
What do we do?
Yeah. So it's different from
different people.
My best man actually met his wife in January. They got married in December 27th.
The same year?
Same year that they met, 2019. They met in 2019 January. They got married in 2019 December 27th. So you see, everybody has a story.
Everyone has a story.
Yeah.
But what's important is trust.
Trust.
Building friendship.
Come on.
And as you're saying, build friendship, build trust, and walk together. Love can fade.
Yeah, it really. 8 months and I've experienced it.
Sometimes unaona udem ni nini?
Udem ni nini anakuwa tu mtiaji for nothing.
For
What are
nothing.
we arguing?
Yeah.
You know, sometimes my 1 to 3 is her 3 to 1.
And it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
But Osama, you know what? You're my friend.
Yeah.
I'll protect you.
Let's work it out.
Let's work it out.
Yeah.
Oh, this is lovely. As we enjoy this conversation, I want to remind you that we are having Tea with Rev Lev. Tea talk about marriage. Let's talk together. Come alone if you have to come alone. Noel is here alone. He's represented his wife well and truthfully. Come with your wife, come with your husband, come the two of you, come alone. Whichever the case, all we want to do is enjoy ourselves. Marriage is of God. Marriage is for us, man and woman. Please subscribe, press that button, share. Let's see you another time. Same place. God bless you.
Peace out.
Peace out.